stick. What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again. 31.
Yeah, so if you watch a documentary with wolves, you always find that the female is the leader of the pack. And then you have the dominant male next door. In Jamaica, with the Maroons, we've got the leader of the Maroons, her name was called Nanny. Have you ever heard of Nanny? Right, so Nanny was the leader of the Maroons. Then we got the dominant male with her, and his name was Kajak. Right, so what they were doing, they were fighting against the enslavement that the British did to us in Jamaica. Right, so because now the British could not beat them, they had to sign a treaty, and they gave them 500 acres of land, and that's where you have a place in St. Elizabeth called Maroon Town. Bring it out. Right, so that's why we don't know that we are from the tribe of Benjamin. Because the characters that Jacob told his sons that they're going to become in time to come.
That's right.
Yeah? But the reason why now we are in this position, end up in Jamaica as slaves, the Most High gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, and we did not keep it. Right? So now we're going to go to into Deuteronomy now, and we're going to show you. Have you heard of Moses? Anything about Moses? That he took the children of Israel from Egypt. Right, so this is, we're going to confirm now who Moses was talking to. So if we go to Deuteronomy 1 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses speak unto all Israel.
Right. He said, these are the words that Moses speak to all Israel. Right? He didn't say the entire world, he said Israel. Because what Moses did, he take the children of Israel from Egypt out of bondage. Right? Now we're going to jump over down to verse 28 because this is still Moses writing. Right? So we're going to see what verse 28 and verse 1 said.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So now, my sister, would you say that we are the nation that's on top of the earth? We are the bottom of society. We are the one who are marching around asking for what? Equality. Right. But according to the Bible, he said that if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, he will make us as a nation the top nation.
Right. That's right.
Right. Because we broke God's law, he flipped it on us.
Right.
And now we are the bottom of society, and the people that went to be on the bottom of society are now on top of society.
That's right.
Right. Now we're going to drop down to verse 15 now.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now, my sister, would you say curse is a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? But because we broke God's law, now we put this curse on us. Now we're going to read to some of the curses, and we're going to know how we end up in Jamaica, right? Because the Most High now punishing us for our sin, because we break his laws. So we're going to go to verse 46 now, and we're going to establish now how we end up in Jamaica as slaves, because that is still our land of our captivity.
That's right. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 6 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So now we said this is going to be for a sign. Do you know what a sign does? Direct you, point you to what it is. So now he's saying that this is going to be a sign so that we can now identify by this sign that we are the people of this earth. Right? And what we are bringing out is for us, because it happened to us.
and upon thy seed forever.
So because if we don't fix it, this is going to continue, right? And that's why the other nations will always developing ways and means to keep us in this way, because they want to keep their kingdom.
Bring it out.
Which is, we should be the one that's ruling. But because we keep God's law, we are the bottom of society.
That's
We're going
right.
to continue to read now and identify how we end up in Jamaica.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He said, therefore you're going to serve your enemies. He did not say friends. He said enemies, right? Because it's only an enemy who do this thing to you. Right? Your friend will be looking out for you and want to make sure that there's no harm come to you. They are there for you in your needs. But he said what? Your enemy. Right? So that means to say they're going to do things that's bad to you.
Read. Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Right. Because what? The Most High God sent him against us because we break his law.
Teach.
It's not because they were more mighty than us.
Right.
And it's not because we were in Africa, sitting down in a tree, animal chasing us, as they like to say.
Right.
It's because the Most High God put that spirit in them, and then he take the spirit away from us.
Right.
We don't fight back.
Bring it out. In hunger.
Sorry, in hunger. Right? So back in those days, the slaves have to go to the slave master for food. They could not go and take wherever they want. Today, you're doing the same thing.
That's right.
Right? When you go to Sainsbury's, Tesco's, or anything like that, you still have to depend on them. Have you ever wondered why sometimes when you go to the door don't open? It's very slow to open. Sometimes you actually go and stand in front of it. You know why that is? It wasn't made for you.
Right.
When you go to the toilets and you have that blower, and you put your underneath there, you ever wonder sometimes you don't come on? Next time, take a tissue and put it underneath there and then come on immediately.
Bring it out.
But they don't have us in mind with what they with anything that they make.
Right. And in thirst.
And it thirst because you could not get the water then when you was in the field working all day. Today you have to go to the shops and still depend on them. Even the water in your house, you have to depend on them for it, because if you don't pay your bill, what they do? Cut the water off.
Teach up. And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, the very clothes you got on, it doesn't have no of our nation name on that label.
Teach.
Even if we have a black celebrity name on it, it still have to depend on the other nation for the textile.
That's right.
Because we don't own nothing.
Right.
All he does have his name and a style.
Right.
That's it.
Right. And in wants of all things.
When he said he wants of all things, it means from before you were born, you are depending on them because your mom have to go to the doctor for medicine, for nutrients, everything to make sure that you're born healthy. Then when you're born healthy, you still have to depend on them for medicine.
Right.
Right? Education.
Right.
Right? Religion.
Right.
Everything that you want until you die. Even when you die, you still have to go back to them again and depend on them for the land that you're going to get buried in and permission to get buried.
That's right.
Right? You are not identified dead until they told you that you're dead.
Right. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Right. So when he said he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck, if you look on your things, you can see there's a set of people there with yokes of iron on their neck.
Bring it out.
Right? And in the background, there's another set of people that doing and putting yoke of iron on their neck. So let me ask you, my sister, who got the yokes of iron on their neck? You can say it to the man. You're afraid to say it to the man. But you know that it's husband. Right? And you know he had a nation that does it. Right? Okay. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Right. So when he said until he have destroyed thee, he didn't mean physically because we're still here. It means mentally. We no longer know who we are. We are now falling out for different customs. Everything that we do, and we think that we are the one that's doing it, is what they program us to do.
That's right.
Right?
Read.
That's it, you want?
Yeah, the next verse.
Next verse.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flying.
So when he said as swift as the eagle flying, my sister, do you know what that means? Okay. What is the symbol of America? The eagle. When America landed on the moon, what did they say? What was the phrase they used? The eagle has landed.
That's right.
See? So when you go back into history, you got the Romans, and you carry on until the French, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the English, and now the Americans have it.
That's right.
Even the Germans also use the eagle as a symbol.
Right.
So that's to prove that they are all the same people. They might have different labels and call themselves different nations, but they are the same people. That's why you see they use all the eagles. That's why you see even the architects you can see in their country. Because they are the same people. Right? We got down to verse 68 now. So now we're going to establish how we get into Jamaica. And if you see, on this sign here, you can see where the trade route is. Right? Jamaica is away somewhere. Right, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He said, I'm going to bring you to Egypt again with ships. If you remember earlier on, I asked you about Moses and what the children of Israel was doing in Egypt. But we're going to read it just to make sure that everyone knows that we are not making this thing up. Right? Exodus 20 and verse 2.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So that means that Egypt means bondage, place of slavery.
That's right.
So when you go back to here now,
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Moses now are telling the Israelites that if you broke God's law, you're going to go back into Egypt again with ships. Meaning you're going to go back into slavery again, but this time you're going to be carried on ships.
That's right.
Right? And if you look on your flyer, my sister, you can see the slave ship and how they passed everyone in that slave ship. So everyone was laying side by side. There was no way to move. So everyone was weaning, going to toilet on each other. So you just imagine the disease and the death.
Bring it out.
Before they went there. Because if you imagine you laying, cannot move, weaning, doing the number 2, women doing their stuff every month on each other. You just imagine the smell and the disease, what's happening there. Right, read.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee.
So Moses now saying that the exact same way I'm explaining to you is the exact same way it's going to happen.
That's right.
So that's why we know for sure that this is talking about us as a people. Read.
And there he shall, thou shalt see it no more again, and there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
So now he said that you're going to be sold unto your enemies. So what they did, when you come off of that slave ship, you get put on auction block.
Right.
And then you go and then you have an auction.
Right.
And then you have somebody going, blah, 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 sold to master this. Blah, 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 sold to master that. That's what they were doing to us, my sister. Read.
For bondman,
Slave men
and bondwoman,
and slave women, because they didn't have no compassion with us. So they didn't think, oh, you're a woman, you're a lady. Let's leave you alone and let's use the men. Right?
and no man shall buy you.
So when he said no man shall buy you, it means nobody's going to save you. Right? We have people like, Marcus Garvey. He tried his best, but he couldn't save us. Right? And we have Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all those people that died for us, not Turner. You know, you can name a lot of people, right? But they cannot save us. The only one can save us is the Most High God.
That's right.
I don't have
This is the King James Version, my sister.
I don't have batch in my head, do I?
Why you ask that?
Some water just coming there.
Yeah, because you see what happened. We are about the Bible. That's why when I read the thing earlier on, I said we are a Bible-based movement, right? And that's why we are reading the Bible. The difference between us and the pastors, they would come here without no Bible.
That's right.
And they would just talk and give you a good speech.
Right out.
You see? Let me just show you something what the pastors do. Romans 16 and 18.
one, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
good, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So that's the difference between us and what you would get from religion, because we are about the Bible. But let me just leave it with this one, sister, so we can show you the difference between us and the gospel.
This is Romans chapter 16 and verse 18. For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own belly.
Right. So now he's saying that they don't serve the Most High God. Right. Right? Because they don't, what they have in their church is this.
Yeah.
This is what you see in the church. This is a man named Caesar Borgia.
That's right.
According to the Bible, that's what's described in the Bible. Right? That is the true image of Christ.
Right.
Right? This is a man that was living, right, named Caesar Borgia.
Right.
Right? Read.
And by good words and fair speech deceive the heart of the simple.
Right. So because those pastors know how to talk, because they're trained to do that, you see, and they got very fair speech, and they give you a good, what you call it, a sermon. So I mean, you come out feeling good, but that doesn't last for a while, because that is all that does. It just make you feel good for 2 minutes.
That's right.
And what they're doing, they're taking your money. That's why you find that they always have the collection plate coming around.
Yeah.
They're telling you that they need 20% of your hard wage. So I mean, they're not about saving your soul. See? All they do is give you fair speech and think about their belly. Yeah? So, any more questions? Okay, my sister. Any more questions?
No, I've got this. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good read. And you can go on YouTube and
Look, I will.
all right?
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.